Roads twisting hard where the shadows lie. Grip the handle, feel the engines roar. Freedom ain't a dream, it's the open door. Ride the storm, feel the thunder break. Cut the change and let the earth quake. Born to run, born to never fold. Heart of fire, soul of untamed gold. Night's a beast, it devours the weak. Steel and fire, the language I speak. Dust in my lungs, wind in my face. Speed's my temple, this road's my grace. Ride the storm, feel the thunder break. Cut the change and let the earth quake. Born to run, born to never fold. Heart of fire, soul of untamed gold. Ain't no cage that can hold me down. No leash, no chains, no goddamn crown. I'm a rebel, yeah, my spirit's raw. The world can't touch what the wild man saw. Ride the storm, feel the thunder break. Cut the change and let the earth quake. Born to run, born to never fold. Heart of fire, soul of untamed gold. Wheels screaming loud under a blood-red sky. Roads twisting hard.
Craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime is Florida Cabinet Distributors. With over 20 years in business and 39 years of woodmaking experience, they proudly serve Northeast Florida to Southeast Georgia, delivering custom woodwork that combines precision, beauty, and durability. Whether you're dreaming of a custom kitchen, bathroom vanity, fireplace and mantle, entertainment center, outdoor kitchen, or even a full library, we can build it at Florida Cabinet Distributors exactly the way that you envision. Hey, no project is too big or too small. If it's made of wood, Florida Cabinet Distributors can make it. Call or text Steve today. Yes, they gave us his personal cell number, 904-874-3442. That's 904-874-3442 to book today. Florida Cabinet Distributors, craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the time is now. Sweet home Chicago, Chicagoland, here tonight for the finale for the Championship 8, Season 10, the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. Believe it or not, it is the Concerns of Police Survivors 225, if you can believe that. Who will be the champion out of the Championship 8? Got to stick around with us for a couple hours and find out. You'll see it all live here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Good evening, folks. I am the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. Got the chef Morgan Cook in the house. Also with us, as always, the Australian Dean Hopton Biggles on camera, on production. Gonna show you some wild scenes here tonight. Morgan, I'm telling you, out of the Championship 8, I ain't got a damn clue who's gonna win this sucker. I mean, it is literally a coin flip 8 ways to Sunday, if you will.
Yeah, all I know is what a great venue for a championship race. Multi-groove racetrack. You can run wherever you want. There will be a pack racing aspect. There will be a tire-saving aspect. And one of those 8 drivers on the far right side of your screen will walk away as a champion and potentially even a race winner here tonight.
Absolutely. And, you know, one other track besides this that would be a good finale, Homestead. Hey, real quick, shout out to NASCAR. You got the schedule right. Thank God. Homestead, the finale for next season. Yeah, part of it. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Some of it maybe. We'll talk about that.
Start race, check mark. End race, check mark. The other ones in between,
yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that. Dean, we don't need path first, but anyway, you know, we'll talk about that on DVD. Hopefully going to get an episode out maybe this weekend, maybe give you something, you know, the fans something to talk about on that. But there you see it, Jeff Merck, obviously Talladega and old Atlanta winner. Then you got Matt Lee, won at Auto Club. Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith, trying to make Miss Piggy a little bit happy. See if he can win the championship here tonight. Obviously, Dylan Cardenas stuck right there in the middle. MDW Matthew David Wood, who's come so close so many times, trying to win the championship on the Friday Night Series. Something happens, it always bites him in the foot. Tiny Horse, Ryan Johnson, Xfinity Series winner from last season for the Blanchard's Torrent Xfinity Series. The Bulldog, Adam Newton, what this would mean for him to come out here, get it done at Chicagoland, and win the championship. And also, Dustin Scruggs has raced in NASRA before, took a break, come back. Here he is in the Championship 8. Has a perfect opportunity to get it done here tonight with the championship in Season 10. Morgan, out of those 8 drivers, who are we picking? Maybe not to put the commentator curse on them, but who are we thinking is going to be the one to walk away with it?
Well, I've historically picked one of 2 drivers. Every time we've done a NASCAR broadcast, it's been either Matt Lee or MDW. I have to go with that train because those 2 have been bad fast all season long, especially on 1.5 miles. I don't see a reason that would change tonight.
I agree, and Jeff Merck probably would be one of them to probably watch out for, but I'm going to go with MDW. I talked about it. It's come so close so many times. Winning that championship would. We'll see what happens. Light it up out there on the live chat. Let us know who you're thinking about. And if you haven't yet, like and subscribe to the National 360 Racing Network. The grid is up, and we are on for the season finale here tonight at Chicagoland. And fitting enough, past two champions right there, Jordan Durasic and Jeff Merck. Here they are on the front row. Matter of fact, there was a man right in between Merck and Durasic that won the Concerns of Police Survivors Championship, man by the name of Keith Bradley. If y'all ain't never heard of him, season 8 champ. But there you go. Jordan Durasic starting on the pole, won the championship last season. Jeff Merck on a little bit of a hot streak. He starts second here tonight. Dustin Scruggs in the playoffs as well. He rolled off from P3 with Catch Fence Motorsports teammate right behind Jeff Merck is the 3, LTV Tristan Bruce. Joshua Rodriguez, another good qualifying run for him, as like Morgan has talked about before, steadily kept that number 1 up at the front. We'll see if he can do it here tonight. And Dylan Cardenas also in the Championship 8 as well will start P6. MDW, the weatherman, Matthew David Woods starting in P7 with the DSR Electric Truck Series champion, Jonathan Cofield starting to his outside. Matt Lee coming in riding high off of the Auto Club win. Coming into tonight, he will start 9th. Tyler Daniels out of nowhere. Where did he come from? He ends up starting 10th here tonight. Tiny Horse, Ryan Johnson, and Brandon Broadfoot, the top 12.
Another one of those 8 championship contenders. Luke Smith will start in the 8th or in the 13th spot here. Dane Hagen in 14th. 15th will be James Beard, eliminated last week. Raul Meza starts in 16th this evening. Ed Osborne will take the 17th position at the start of this race. Matthew Montgomery in the 18th spot. Your last row in the top 20, Shane Trotter and Robert Richards.
And you got Hunt Wigington 00 starting 21st, Buzzy Mongo 22nd, Matthew Cummins will start in the 23rd position here this evening. The last drivers to take a qualifying time, the rest of them did not. Matt Cherry, Chris Blanchard, the Silent Assassin, Devin Painter, Isaac Bevan, Cody Knott. The 27 drivers, TJ Moore, your race director here for this evening. You see the weather down there in the bottom right of your screen. And Morgan, we talked about Chicagoland, you talked about it. Multi-groove all over the place. What makes this the track that you would really want to race at to really make it a finale? You talked about the multi-grooves, but what is so significant about this racetrack?
Well, it's worn out for one. It has it's smooth, not smooth. It's bumpy, but it's the same banking all the way across, which allows for some really interesting kind of strategy. It also, because it's smooth enough, and because it's got the same banking all the way across, and the way these trucks are, it also gives you a pack racing element to start, but a tire saving element at the end of the run. So you kind of get the best of both worlds here. There's just a lot to like about this racetrack. Really a good driver's racetrack, and a great place to determine who should be the champion of the series.
And as for tradition, last season's champ, always the one out there by himself, Jordan Durasic. Ironically enough, he didn't have to cut through the field to try to get up there. He's going to start on the pole here this evening anyway. He'll just slip back just a little bit. You saw there for just a split second your race details here for this evening. And pretty interesting little race details that we got right there with how you see it right there. Stage 1 will go all the way to lap 25. Stage 2, 75, gets a caution between both of them. And then at 150, I'll end it. 5 sets of tires, 65% fuel capacity, unlimited attempts at green, white checkers. And obviously, we will be racing in the night. Little sun out there, just a little bit. Here we go. Looks like the pace truck working its way off of turn number 4. Maybe going to take the green right here. Lights is out. Nope, they're going to take it one more lap here at Chicagoland. And folks, like I said, light it up out there in the live chat. Who are we pulling for here this evening? Any of those guys in that championship 8, who's going to get it done? Who's going to win? Or could we somehow or another have a first-time winner here tonight at Chicagoland to spoil the party? Remember, Championship 8, it's all about who finishes ahead of the other one. The points literally, Morgan, the points are literally out the window right here. Does not make a damn what you get in the stages. It only matters where you finish at the end of 150 laps.
Absolutely, and it's going to be interesting to see the way those stages are kind of set up is 25 lap run, then a 50 lap run, then a 75 lap run. So every time you're adding 25 laps, It'll be curious to see who's able to adapt. The short run pace obviously going to pay off in stage 1, a little bit more long run in stage 2, and then what do you do in stage 3? You can't make it the full way on fuel. What do you do? Do you cut it in half? Do you cut it in thirds? I'm curious to see what the championship winning strategy looks like, because there's going to be one. There's going to be some strategy here tonight.
Yeah, there's going to be a whole lot of strategy out there. MDW already lighting up in the driver check. Good luck all. Been a wonderful season. He would certainly love to get the championship here this evening, but we'll see how this all plays out. The pace truck oiling off. Here we go. Season finale at Chicagoland. We are green here at Chicagoland. Jordan Jurassic, Jeff Burke leading them to the green. Shooting off down into turn number 1. Scruggs, TB, Tristan Bruce lined up right behind him. Check it out, right behind him. Cardenas looked like for a second going to jump to the top, but now Jurassic will take the lead in 2.
We're going to see this pack-style racing happen for about the next 10 to 15 laps while the tires are still fresh. Everyone will be nose to tail, just trying to get a little clean air on that truck. You see 3 wide, a little further back, and they're still battle for the lead. Oh, heavy clear here. By the 6, he's going to lead lap number 1.
Jeff Merck up top, maybe trying to get a run. Remember, he's got to be careful. All these guys that's in the playoffs, don't worry about trying to race for the lead. Don't try to worry about trying to get a top 5 or whatever. Just try to race against the other 7 guys. Jurassic leads. Here comes Merck. He may want to try to win the race, but still a long way to go. Bump draft in Jurassic going into 3.
And if you can get a gap but to the guy behind you where the draft can't catch him back up, that is going to be advantageous for later. Track position will be important. Even though we're doing a mini pack race right now, the top 2 clear by about 4 truck lengths.
Shout out to Shady Acres right there on the number 6 of Jordan Jurassic. Jeff Merck takes a shot, gets a run up on the top side, gets a little run, tries to make it work. Got the stars and stripes in the background with Jeff Merck. He takes it all the way to the top. What in the world? We got double bubble all over that number 60, baby. He's wanting to take it all the way to the front, side by side with Jurassic off forward.
It's like he might lead lap 1. Yes, he will by half a truck length, and they're still side by side. That's one of the beauties of this racetrack, is the ability to run side by side in clean air for a while. Looks like Merck is going to clear off of turn number 2, and that is the first shot across the bow to all the championship drivers. And Jeff Merck is going to be the first of them to lead this race.
That's really got to scare all these drivers. Maybe just a little bit to see what are your championship contenders up here leading this thing. The flip-flop back, you see MDW, Matthew David Wood trying to get around Rodriguez. Rodriguez not wanting to give it up, but Wood dives it down. You see right there, look like he got the Formula 1 wheel going on, and very relaxed is the youngster of the weatherman. Down to the inside, just being very calm, cool, collected, sliding it right on the bottom, easing right back up to the top. And they worked their way down this back straightaway, which, Morgan, is very different than any track that we see. I mean, this literally, you're turning the whole time that you're going around Chicagoland.
Yeah, straightaway is a funny word for it because it's not straight at all. It's a fairly aggressive curve to it. We get an onboard here off of turn number 2. You'll see it, that red wall is not straight in the slightest. And it definitely can draw drivers up into the fence if you're not quite paying attention.
Yeah, I've actually hit that wall a couple of times right here going down the backstretch thinking, straightaway? Nah, it ain't no
straightaway into the fence.
Straight away into the fence. You end up throwing yourself into the fence. You got somebody up high. You throw them in the fence, and then you got a big old wreck. Riding on board with Jonathan Cofield, 58 back here, trying to make a couple of moves, trying to run his way around Dustin Scruggs. Matter of fact, he's straight in the middle of a Championship 8 Savage with Scruggs and Cardenas right in front and behind him. Jurassic trying to get a run back, trying to get up on Burke. Watch out. Here comes Rodriguez diving down to the inside, trying to make a run as well.
Absolutely great qualifying effort for the 1. He's still hanging up in the top 10, dropped 5 spots to this point. Tiny Horse right in front of him. And this part of this pack here is starting to lose time a little bit to the pack in front of them, as you got some gaps starting to form here. The tires starting to wear. You're seeing who's saving them right now.
Yeah, you see it, a lot of strategy. Everybody trying to save, maybe thinking about that 5 sets of tires. Who may try to save a set? Who may try to do this? Who may try to do that? We got one way up there under the wall. Coming at the front, Luke Smith diving down to the inside. Isaac Bevan, 27, went up into the fence. he's going to end up having Robbie Richards for what it looks like in the 48. Actually, yes, he dives down to the inside, tries to make a pass. Osborne behind him. There's Raul Meza, serve pro. Almost caused a serve pro caution, getting in the curve at the frog loop spin.
Yeah, definitely an aggressive move at that point. This point in the race, I mean, we're still only 10 laps into this thing. Gotta make sure the fenders stay on it here in Chicago for the rest of this race. And these guys are racing hard here a little further back in the field.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too hard. Check it out right here. Awesome graphics by the Australian Dean Hopton-Biggle, showing up a little bit of graphics on big gains, big drops. Rodriguez down 5 spots. Isaac Bevan up 12 spots from where he started. So a lot of big movers. Cofield up 3, Bruce up 1, Johnson's up 2, Robbie Richards up 5. He's a veteran, obviously been racing in Nazareth for quite some time. So a lot of big movers, a lot of big losers very early on, still 10 laps into this race.
We're starting to see some alternate lines at the front of the field. Durasic was right up against the fence in turn 3. See what they do down here in turn number 1, but drivers not painting that white line anymore. And with this bumpy racetrack, you are allowed to run wherever you want to run, and there's a lot of places to make speed here.
Yeah, Lee able to make some speed right there up on the top side, gets him a little run, shoots himself right around the 21 of the Weatherman MDW. Now Lee, he'll move up to the 7th spot, kick Wood back into the 8th spot. And one other corner, we talked about about the multi-grooves and everything, but this turn 4, at least to me, Morgan, turn 4 coming off here is kind of like Kansas. And if you've never raced at Kansas, folks, come off turn 4 at Kansas on iRacing. I'm telling you right now, if you don't hit the wall at least once in about a 50 laps shot, you ain't trying. This place right here, you come off turn 4 at Chicagoland, you can easily beat the wall down, so these guys really got to watch out for that, Morgan.
Especially off the bottom, you throttle up a little too soon. The track feels really wide, as you say, it narrows up very quickly. And then the turn 4, just the way the geometry is, it just takes a sharper corner than you expect it to, and you can absolutely knock down the fence and put somebody in the wall as well if you're not careful. So a place that we could see trouble when we get to some closer racing later in this race for stage wins or for the race win, perhaps.
We got Dylan Cardenas, 15, down to the inside, maybe taking a shot at Cofield right from Scruggs, already taking that line like you were talking about just a second ago, Chef, trying to work his way up on the top side, work their way around. And, Morgan, maybe a lot of it has to do with not trying to get that dirty air on the front of the truck right in front of you. That may be what Scruggs is trying to do, not get the dirty air. You see Lee jump up to the top. I mean, a lot of factors, a lot of strategy like you were talking about with the tires, but also not wanting to get that dirty air that could really make you tight, shove you up into the fence, especially when these tires get wore out.
Absolutely, and this stage of the race, like we're already well past halfway in this stage, this first 25 laps, if I was the race car driver, what I'd be doing is I'd be, okay, what's the car doing? How do we progress throughout the run? When do the tires start to fall off? What's the balance feel like? And just try not to lose too much ground. If you qualified well, just stay up around where you were while you're learning all these things, and it'll definitely save you for later in the run. We saw last week in Atlanta, drivers push really hard at the start of the run and then fall like a rock, fall like an anchor back through the field. You do not want that to be you here tonight.
Check out Tiny Horse Ride Johnson, Florida Cabinet Distributors on the hood of the number 38. Got him a couple of championship contenders right here in front of him. Wood, he's got Lee right in front of him. Cofield up top, thought about going to the middle, thought different. He'll jump down to the bottom. Lee all the way up, might have scraped the fence. Tiny Horse takes a shot. He gets a run, may jump to the top side. Other than that, or he'll just fall right back in line. Cofield riding it way up against the outside retaining wall. Here comes Tiny Horse down to the inside. Gets a run on Matt Lee. They'll be side by side at the line.
Good battle for the lead that last lap as well. Basically, a carbon copy of what you're seeing on your screen, just between the 60 and the 6. Jurassic got down to the inside, was not quite able to make that pass out of turn number 4. But you can tell drivers are getting racy. This track temp likely coming down here as we get deeper into the night, and it's going to get to be a lot of fun here in Chicagoland.
Track temp already up to 89. Like you said, it's going to drop a little bit. Air temp about 85. Wind southwest 6 miles an hour. Northeast actually is at 4 miles an hour. I got fake news. We got fake news on my end, I guess, Morgan. I guess I'm messing it up a little bit. But anyway, there you see everybody working their way. Merck still holding down the lead. He's got the clean air, which is what you want to have. Here comes T. Bruce, trying to get him a little extra clean air to the outside. Scruggs took a shot, dives down to the inside. Cardenas tries to follow. Scruggs gets tight, slides up. Cardenas almost runs into him off turn 4. He'll take it up to the top side of the line.
And this is something you don't want to have as a driver to your outside into turn number 1. Scruggs sends it into the corner. He's going to slide up the racetrack, crossover for the 15. He's going to get to the quarter panel, move him up the racetrack. A couple Championship 8 drivers going hard at it here for the top 5 position. Cardenas going to have the advantage here into turn number 3 with the bottom. Might be able to clear off the corner if he can get back to gas. Oh, it's going to be tight. Yes, he will. Scruggs is going to have to push him or go back to the high side. This is Chicagoland. This is what this racing is like all over the place, all over the racetrack.
Let's pick any way that you can. Here we go. Pick a way, pick a lead. Here's Jurassic down to the inside. Mark up top. Mark getting tight. Almost smacked the fence. Jurassic still down on the inside, so Mark is not clear, but he does have a little bit of help in the form of T. Bruce. Tristan Bruce right behind him. Maybe get up here and try to occupy that 6. And maybe let Mark try to get away, at least get him a stage 1 win. Here comes T. Bruce down to the inside. Remember, folks, you can go all the way down to the apron shift like you were saying. They can go to the top, they can go to the middle, they can go to the bottom, or down the front stretch, they can cut it all the way down to the grass. Wherever they can go to make a pass, they can do it. It's not like Daytona, Talladega, or Atlanta. You can go wherever you want to try to make the pass here.
Absolutely. Tristan Bruce currently occupying Jordan Jurassic. Jurassic trying to block the 3 machine, does not want to lose the track position. That's going to let Merck get away here by about 2 truck lengths as we come to 4 laps to go here in stage number 1.
4 laps to go, and we'll see what happens. And remember, folks, paying out those stage points. Remember, Championship 8, they ain't worried about the stage points, but everybody else that's not in the playoffs, drivers like Tristan Bruce, like Jonathan Cofield, like Joshua Rodriguez, James Beard, these guys that's up here racing to try to get stage points, they're still in fights in the standings to try to better their position. Why? It's better position, it's better recognition, and also better money. How about this right here? Get you a little money for stage 1. JD down to the inside trying to make it happen. Shady Acres out there on the live chat. Stage 3 is always when things kick off in this league. Sunday kicking off right here in stage number 1 going into 3.
And you saw Merck get a little bit loose off the corner right there. These trucks definitely wearing out the right rear tire. Going to squeeze Jurassic. Now they're all bobbing and weaving. They're both loose. They're synchronized sliding here through turn number 4. Merck with the advantage.
Oh, baby, and here comes a couple of the heavy hitters. Cardenas now slides up into this mix. MDW getting up in it as well as Dustin Scruggs. Bunch of playoff contenders. Smack dab in the middle of this bad boy with 3 of them. Throw a blanket over them. Merck off the top side tries to make it happen. 2 to go in stage number 1. Hits is closed. Merck dives it down into turn 3.
Yeah, Cardenas going to try and paint that white line. He's got T. Bruce to the outside. This could be a big move here. Cardenas just gained a handful of spots here in this last little bit. If he can get up to second or the win in the stage, that'll definitely help him for the rest of this race.
Trying to flex some muscle. 1 lap to go here in stage number 1. Jeff Martin down on the inside. Tristan Bruce holding down into the 2nd spot. Cardenas riding right at his tire tracks. Jurassic down. He's fell back to 4th. MDW sitting up there in 5th. Tiny Horse Rod Johnson started 11th. He is all the way up to 7th. But Jeff Mark, double bubble, baby. Here he comes off of turn number 4. Jeff Mark at the line barely by half a truck length over Catch Fence Motorsports teammate Tristan Bruce. He will win stage number 1. And oh, baby, I got a feeling it's fixing to get more crazier, Chef, right here. Stage 1 winner, Jeff Mark.
Absolutely. Now drivers know what their truck will do over a short to medium run. Now you just got to tack another 25 laps on it to get to the end of stage number 2. I'd be curious to see what we see out of this next stage, because I think it's going to be a lot different than the first one, but not any less crazy than we just saw.
Jeff Merck coming around right here, getting ready to pick up the pace truck. Tristan Bruce will fall right behind him. Dylan Cardenas, Jordan Jurassic, MDW. The top 5, Scruggs, Johnson, Cofield, Lee, Rodriguez, the top 10. One big old mover, started 26th. Didn't even qualify. Isaac Bevan, we saw him actually get up into the fence off of turn number 2. Here he is riding in P13, so big move right there for him. Matt Cherry started 24th. He's all the way up to 17th, so got some big movers. A couple of losers out there on the field. Not too many of them, but there's a couple of them that have fell through the field just a little bit. Here we go. Jeff Merck looking like he's going to jump down. Looks like, honestly, Chef, I mean, if they don't go down pit road and get 4 fresh tires right here, then they're asleep at the wheel, I would assume.
Absolutely. There's no question. 4 fresh tires, fill it up with fuel, and then get back out on the racetrack and run it again. And I think you can make it to the end of stage 2 on fuel. You might have to pit one time, but we're going to find out here in just a few laps.
Cool little graphics that Biggles has got Dean Hopton up here with the SC stage caution, blinking yellow lights. Everybody else jumping down pit road. They're going to take a pit stop. We're going to take one with them. Bring you right back here at Chicagoland right after this.
For Murph's Magical Creations, home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
And we are back here at Chicagoland. Championship race. Get down to the nitty gritty right here real quick. See if we can bring up stage 1 winner just very quickly. Don't want to take too much of his time. Jeff Merck, baby. Stage 1 winner. Try to go for that championship here tonight. How's that truck feeling?
Feels good right now. We just noticed something, so we'll see what happens for the rest of the race. But truck feels good. That was almost a full fuel run there. So once I got out front, stayed out front. So I'm happy with that.
What'd you notice?
I can't say that on the podcast.
There ain't nobody gonna know. Come
luck,
on,
Jeff.
there ain't nobody gonna
Man, it's championship, man. You don't give nothing away. See you later.
know. He tried to get rid of us. Good luck, buddy.
See you.
I tried. What's it going to hurt? You got to try one way or another. Here we go. Lining it up. T. Bruce down on the bottom side. Jeff Mark up top. Green flag back in the air. Stage 2 presented by the Glass Mechanic. Dylan Cardenas now. He'll go side by side with Jeff Mark. Cardenas diving down to the inside. Mark starting to slip back a little bit. Jurassic on the inside as well. Here comes T. Bruce up top. Cardenas with a run down on the bottom off 2.
Yeah, Cardenas has definitely shown a lot of speed here already. He's going to take the lead down the back. A little bit of a push from Jurassic. Should clear down to the bottom. 15 for the first time today. Will lead in Chicagoland, and that is another big change in the championship picture, as now he is leading that championship hunt.
Cardenas up front. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe to the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. Keep up with everything going on here with the North American Sim Racing Association as we're looking 3 wide back here. Bruce down on the bottom side. Scruggs took a shot, went to the top. Here comes MDW, Matthew David Wood. He'll slide by Tristan Bruce. Catchfence Motorsports guys, they're starting to slip back a little bit right here. Cardenas gets a run. 3 wide for second. Jurassic stuck in the middle, but now they'll go back 2 wide for third.
I have to think that whatever they learned under that pit stop is why they're falling back through the field. They fell very quickly when they restarted 1-2. They're now 5-7 and falling even further. So I got to wonder if there's a tire wear concern on those 2 trucks, or maybe saving fuel or something. Regardless, Scruggs leads. Another championship driver. That's the third one today, and MDW up to third. Cardenas in the middle.
May end up having to pull one of those guys in when we get a chance, especially after the race. Have to figure out, hey, what happened? How'd you do this? What was the deal? We'll have to figure it out one way or another. Dusty Scruggs now, he takes it all the way to the front. He will try to drive away from Dylan Cardenas, MDW, Matthew David Wood. Top three running in the championship 8. Tristan Bruce, then Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson, Isaac Bevan. Back here mixing it up. Jeff Merck mixing it up with them. There's Isaac Bevan. Started 26th in the field. Here he is all the way up here 7th, and he almost ended up losing every damn bit of it. Got sideways off of 4, but he's able to save it.
Yeah, just with the racetrack cooling down, these cold tires are going to take a little while to get some heat in them, and that's going to cause these trucks to get a little bit snappy loose early in the run. They should be getting heated up right about now, as the top 4 or 5 single file out, but Tristan Bruce still side by side with Tiny Horse.
Bruce up top. There's Tiny Horse down on the bottom side, trying to see if he can make it stick. Slipping, sliding just a little bit. Bruce slides up, almost gets up into the fence. Right in front of Isaac Bevan. Still side by side, still door to door. Damn near door banging going into turn 1. Johnson down on the bottom side. Bruce up top. Johnson gets the run on the bottom side all the way down on the center where Grandpappy has the moonshine from Granny. And Bevan thought about going there as well, but he'll jump back up, maybe jump back down going into 3.
Everyone's just trying to fight for the bottom right now. That's where you're going to save the tires, at least at this point in the run. Most drivers running down there right now. Like we mentioned, it's a longer stage. Merck confirmed that you're going to have to pit during this stage to make it to the end, so everyone's just biding their time until that lap 25-ish of this run pit stop here in about 14 to 15 laps.
Having right up on the tailgate, Tristan Bruce almost shoving him coming off of turn number 2 right in front of him. Johnson and Jurassic, they're side by side. Johnson dives down to the inside, started at 11. He'll go up to 4th. Tiny Horse, he'll flip-flop up here and get it just a little bit closer, edging closer to get to Wood. As woo, baby, getting very, very tight was Johnson. Almost got into Jurassic. Here comes Bevan. Bevan on a whole shot, trying to get on it, trying to make it stick. Jurassic right in front of him. Bevan follows him off too.
Yeah, you're seeing drivers fan out multiple grooves wide here, trying to get some air on the nose to make this thing stick. See everyone fan out a little bit wider. There's 3 wide behind them with Merck in the middle. That is not where he wants to be. The 60 has got the 25 to the outside, the 83 to the inside, and Robbie Richards is going to try and make it 4 wide, it looks like, in that 48.
I don't know, honestly, Chef. I mean, Merck was sitting there and said, oh, we might have found something. We might have figured something out. I don't think that's exactly what he had figured out, is to get in a 3 wide situation. And Robbie Richards thinking about trying to take it 3 wide, almost gets into Luke Smith, getting tight. Here going down the curved straightaway of Chicagoland. And James Beard, 25, he's up top. Tristan Bruce falling back as well. Very tight, hard racing around Jeff Merck. The man won 2 races in the Elite 12. A lot of tight racing going on from 3 wide in front of him, but Kermit the Frog TV stuck in the middle.
Yeah, the fact that Bruce and Merck have fallen at the same rate through the field makes me think that they know something we don't, because they've stayed within a couple spots of each other, and they're back like 10 to 12 spots from where they started. There's got to be some method to this madness. You do not lose speed in the truck because of a 2-degree temperature change this drastically and have drivers pass you who haven't really been a factor at the front most of the day. So they're saving something. I'm just curious to see what it gets them here in a little bit.
With the Frog, Luke Smith right there. You see him right there, the 27, Murph's Magical Creations. On that number 83 Toyota, trying to make it happen. James Beard right behind him, side by side. Robbie Richards down on the inside, trying to see if he can make it stick as well. Richards slides by. He will take hold of that spot. Up front 2 guys, they're gone. Scruggs, Cardenas have absolutely checked out. About a second gap over MDW. But we'll stay with all this right here. Is there you see the gap. Literally, there's the 2. There's 1. Here's everybody else. I mean, just a huge gap. Literally from 1st to 2nd back to 3rd. And then from 3rd all the way back to 4th is where you see all kinds of hell breaking loose.
Yeah, and the draft is so powerful here that if you can get away by a second and a half, it's very difficult for somebody to catch you. There just isn't enough straightaway to be able to make that time back up. So kudos to these top two, Scruggs and Cardenas, being able to pull away this far. And right now, they're going to try and settle this thing amongst themselves here up at the front of the field.
We'll see how that ends up working out for those guys. You still see the double bubble. Jeff Merck riding it down on the bottom side. I'm pretty sure he's not chewing Wrigley's spearmint gum if he's got double bubble on the hood. If he does,
oh, big slide behind him.
Conflict of interest, baby. How about that? Raul Meza, another slipping, sliding back there behind him.
Matt Cherry, big slide. That truck just about wrecked it down the straightaway there. I don't know what happened. Clearly had contact, but that thing was wobbling back and forth. Great job not hitting anything, because that could have got out of shape in a hurry for the 54.
And Dean, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. As copyrighted material, I'm not even going to think to say that. 3 wide right here. How about this? TB. Jeff Merck, Catch Fence Motorsports, having to deal with 25 of James Beard. And I got to say this, Chef. I got to give James Beard a lot of credit. He made it very far in the playoffs. He made it a very, very good way. I mean, nothing against him or nothing like that, but literally a lot of people, when they filled out their brackets here for season 10, I bet they didn't have James Beard making it this far. It's like that would be one for the little man to make it that far into the playoffs for James Beard. So got to give a tip of the cap to that 25 team.
Absolutely. I mean, same conversation as Joshua Rodriguez. The last number of weeks has shown tremendous speed versus where he was 3 months ago. And James Beard's in that same conversation, right? We used to see Beard run 18th, and that was about where he hung out. Now he's flirting with those top 10s up here, having a good run. And same thing with the one machine. You see him back, right around where Beard was. And now he's up consistently up here in the top 10. So drivers able to make gains throughout the year. That's just part of a long season like this, and drivers really being able to learn on the fly.
Yeah, either that or race directors not doing the technical inspection on those trucks. Maybe they're failing tech and we just don't even know it. Just kidding around. Anyway, double bubble down to the inside. Come at the frog. Luke Smith up top. Flipping back a little bit. Here comes Jeff Merck. Slides right up in front of him. Here might be the strategy, and now a little buck draft. How do you do? From Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith, right into the back of Jeff Merck, sliding right into turn number 1. Right in front of him, Isaac Bevan, way up against the outside rotative wall. He's at a side-by-side with Jonathan Cofield. Cofield to the inside, Bevan up top.
Battle for the lead as well. Cardenas trying to take it away from Scruggs, so he'll do it. Off of turn number 4, not quite clear. Is the gold truck on the bottom versus the silver one on the top. We're going to see it down in turn number 1 if Cardenas can make that pass. But these two, about 0.8 of a second in front of MDW, who's another 0.8 of a second in front of Tiny Horse.
Gold and silver, take your pick. Where is the platinum and where is the diamond? I think the diamond is literally the championship at the end of this thing. One of these drivers, one of these 3, 4, if you will, top 4 in the championship 8. They want to make sure they're not gold, they're not silver, they're diamond after this bad boy. And flexing some muscle here in stage 2, presented by the Glass Mechanics. Scruggs, Cardenas, side by side. And Chef, what they're doing, this side-by-side racing, it's only going to pull MDW to get closer and closer and closer to this 11 and this 15.
Yeah, MDW's loving this. He's already chopped a 1/10 of a second off that lap. It's going to be probably 2 or 3 this time by. He wants them to stay side-by-side as long as they can, because he'll be right there. He'll go right around both of them in one fell swoop if they continue to race like this. And don't look too far, but Tiny Horse isn't that far back either. He's all by himself as well, so we could see a 4-truck race for the lead here in just a few laps.
You see it right there as far as the times, just like you were talking about. 0.2 of a second. Scruggs sideways right there coming off of turn 2. I think he had enough of it. They knew Wood and Johnson, they starting to run him down. They thought differently of it. Let's screw this 2 wide stuff. Let's get back to single file and try to get away from everybody. But honestly, Chef, I think the damage has been done. Wood has already caught that draft. He's already got up here on their tailgates. Johnson not too far back. So I think the damage may have been done already for Wood and Johnson to get up here and try to make it a 4-horse race.
Absolutely, and we are really close to pit stops as well. We're probably only about 5 laps away from everyone being about out of fuel here to make it to the end of the race, or to the end of the stage. I wouldn't be too surprised if I saw some of these leaders peel off and try and be aggressive with the pit strategy here in the next couple laps.
Obviously, they're going to jump down, make it 4 fresh tires, fill it up full of fuel. You see 65% fuel capacity and 5 sets of tires. And remember, folks, that could come into play later on in the race. You think about it, Chef. I mean, they took one at the end of stage 1. They're going to take another one here at the end of stage right here in the middle of stage 2. And then you take one at the end of stage 2. So you already burned 3 sets. And remember, when we look at that, we see 5 sets of tires, but that is 1 on the truck and 4 in the pits. That's how the math's always worked out, Chef. So technically, they got 4 sets laying. You already burned 3 sets. What the hell are you going to do in stage 3? I mean, that's going to be the wild kicker out of all of them.
Because you're probably going to want to pit twice in stage 3 as well. It'd be tight to make it to the end on fuel if you can only go 30 laps. That's my estimate is about 30 laps on fuel. That's a 75 lap run. So, that math doesn't really math right now. You're going to have to pit probably 2 times. So, curious to see what happens on tires. First taker on pit road is Devin Painter. Oh, he spun onto pit road, in fact, in the 99.
And Chef, I mean, how would you play this out? I mean, if you knew you had 4 sets laying, you already burned 1 at the end of stage number 1, and then you know that you're going to have to at least pit to at least make it to the end of stage 2, would you just take this opportunity right here at stage 2 and just save a set? That way you can burn it at the end of stage 2, have 2 sets laying to have something for the final stage?
The only way I do that is if I'm a championship driver, or I'm not a championship driver, but a championship driver who is further back and hasn't really shown a ton of speed today. I would try it just to see. I wouldn't take tires on this one. You're going to lose a lot of time, granted, but you might be able to stay on the lead lap, and that's your goal. Then you get the extra set at the end of the race, and that could pay dividends in a big, big way, as the tire fall off right now is about 2.4 seconds. If you're one of the leaders up at the front, you got to do status quo. You can't do anything too outside of the box, because you might cost yourself a shot at it. You clearly have the raw pace to stay up here.
I was just looking on my end, actually. No, so yeah, they actually got 5 sets laying in the pits. So actually, that gives them an extra set.
Just enough, yeah. They should have just enough tires to do the race on a fairly aggressive strategy. There goes Merck to pit road right now. If you were to pit, obviously, end of stage 1 right now, end of stage 2, and then 2 times in stage 3, you should have enough tires to do all of those, but you don't have any extra if there's a short run at the end.
Yeah, but it'll really throw a wrench in it if you get a late caution or something like that. Something happens in stage 3 where you could have an extra set and really could blow by everybody. That's where that huge strategy will pop into play. As you saw Jeff Merck just jump down pit road. What will Dylan Cardenas do? Looks like he's going to jump it down pit road. Remember, pit road speed limit, 50 miles an hour. Got to be very careful. Let's not get busted. You don't want to throw your race away right here in the middle of the race. Well, a little bit closer to the front of it. But you do not want to throw away your race right here as Cardenas and Wood and a host of others jumping down pit road.
Absolutely. Your top 10 still on the racetrack. Back to Matthew Cummins. The driver leading that group is Dustin Scruggs. Got a chance to pit right here if he chooses to. Got Tiny Horse right behind him. Scruggs will not pit this time by. Curious to see if any of the other leaders do, but every lap you stay on the racetrack, you are going to lose about 1.5 seconds every lap you stay out here. So you better know what you're doing. It's going to be very difficult to make that time up.
What's the best in the business? 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them, if you will. Hell, make it 5. Top 5 best in the business. Here on the Friday Night Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series for Season 10, Dustin Scruggs leads. Not anymore. He jumps down to the bottom of the racetrack, dirt tracks it, if you will, down on the apron. 50 miles an hour, hits the line, hits it right at 50. A couple of other takers lined up right in behind him. Jonathan Cofield and Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith. They'll jump down pit road. for their stop of 4 fresh tires. Jordan Durasic sent that sucker going into turn 1. Damn near runs over Joshua Rodriguez. Chef, that's what you're talking about. That's what everybody sees. The tire advantage. Rodriguez at a huge disadvantage. There is what you see right there with the fresh tires over the old tires.
Absolutely. Tiny Horse on pit road. Looks like Rodriguez is going to come down here as well, but that's what causes cautions is the big tire discrepancy, and the last thing the entire field wants to see is a caution. That'll absolutely put this race on its ear, but now every driver has either hit pit road or is currently leaving the pit lane. Dustin Scruggs got passed just now by Cardenas. That cycles Cardenas out to the lead. This is going to be curious to see how this all works out here.
There's 3 of them in the race control. Cody Knott, Chris Blanchard helping out a little bit with TJ Moore, making sure that everything is straight and to the T here tonight for the championship race for the Concerns of Police Survivors 225. Here comes Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson working his way out of pit road. Here comes Cardenas. This may end up playing into Tiny Horse's strategy, but there you see Cardenas shoot around the outside. Buzzy Mongo 97 trying to work his way around the outside. He is the first driver 1 lap down, trying to be in that lucky dog spot. Huck Wigginton and Buzzy battling out for the lucky dog, but Cardenas able to slide just past Rod Johnson, but Johnson able to close that gap, get up here and be the second man right here. This strategy might have worked out for Johnson right here because he stayed out a little longer than Cardenas did. He have a little bit of fresher tires right here, may have something for him.
I don't think any of these guys took tires. By the look at the lap times and by the time in the pit box, that gap that Johnson has that he's caught back up is because he ran a couple laps longer and had less fuel to take in the truck to get to the end of the stage. He's about 0.6 of a second faster on his pit stop than Cardenas was, including about another 0.6 down pit road here. So most drivers didn't take tires here. Wood looks like he took 2. James Beard took 4. No one else in the top 10 looks like they took tires.
Well, there's your strategy play right there. Everybody just come in, got him some gas, said to hell with it. We'll save us a cent. And that's exactly what it looks like. Nobody out here running those 31-second lap times. And if they are, Chef, on those 4 races, if they was, they're not driving the heck out of these trucks. They're literally taking it as easy as they can because they want the longevity of these tires last. But I don't know why you would if you took 4 fresh tires, because you're going to have to make a pit stop right here in the next 10 laps anyway.
Yeah, you're going to be on the wrong side of it if you took 4 tires here, and then you'd have to take 4 tires again at the end of stage 2. So you might as well just burn them for all that they're worth at this point. You're not going to stay out, but looks like only 1 driver in the field did that anyway, and that would be James Beard in 9th, who is currently the fastest driver on the racetrack by a considerable margin. It's a good shot at making up some points here, making up some track position, but not a championship in sight here for the 25.
Yeah, that's and that honestly, oh, baby, Matt Lee. Woo! Got up into the fence right there a little bit off of turn 2, battling with Jonathan Cofield, but, ironically enough, Catch Fence Motorsports, there you go, but that's one of those good things, I guess you could say, Chef, if you get in a situation like you're not like a Jeff Merck or a Matt Lee or Scruggs, Johnson, or Cardenas, all those guys running for a championship, you're not in that situation, you can kind of gamble at it. You can kind of throw it up there. Let's see if it sticks. If it doesn't stick, screw it. We took a shot and we tried something. These other guys, like you see Matt Lee up here, they cannot afford to do that. They've got to have the right strategy, and from what the looks of it is, the winning strategy to make it happen is there's James Beard.
That's James Beard.
4 tires right there. There you see it.
Yeah, we're just talking about how you can, as a driver's not running for a championship, you can pressure the championship drivers because they do not want to make a mistake tonight. You can do whatever you need to do to force them to lift, to get put them in bad spots. You can do that because you're not racing for the chip. You're just racing for another win here. So the 25 definitely is putting it on him right now. He's up to P4, and he might be able to, I think he'll get to the lead here by the end of this stage. He's probably going to win this stage here.
Very good possibility. You see James Beard already looked like he knocked off about a second over Cardenas and Johnson. Johnson right in behind him. You see it right on the left side. Here's your lap times. And oh, yeah, there you go. Cardenas 32.5, Johnson 32.6, Scruggs 32.7, James Beard 31.6. He's already shot around Scruggs. Son, he is on a mission to get up here, lead him a lap, and obviously win stage 2 presented by the Glass Mechanic. Like you said, Chef, he's got a long time to get there, literally 7 to go here in stage number 2. I agree with you. I got a feeling Beard's going to end up having this thing before it's all said and done, riding on board with him. He's catching them in a hurry.
Yeah, just watch the closing distance. I mean, right now we're, 10 car lengths back? By the time we exit turn 4, it's going to be 3 car lengths back. Look at the drive into the corner. And just like that, there's 3 truck lengths right there. He's going to be able to clear them potentially by 1. Maybe not quite that aggressive, but he will get around him for sure here before the end of this stage.
Oh, baby, dives it down to the inside. Johnson hangs it up in the middle lane. So does Cardenas. New leader, 25. James Beard takes it all the way to the front. And check out Johnson trying to sneak a peek down on the bottom side, trying to get around Cardenas. Oh, baby, caught him sleeping off of turn number 2. Beard takes it all the way to the front. Johnson slides up, damn near wrecks into Cardenas. Oh, baby, bumper tagging coming off of turn 4.
Yeah, Cardenas did not like that move and did not cut him a break. They made contact and they just about hooked together. 15 able to lay off just enough that the 39 did not go headfirst into the outside wall, but oh boy, that was close.
And I'll say this, if he did catch him or cut him a break, I'm sure he's letting Johnson know about that right now and knowing later on in the race, he's not going to cut him a break because they're racing for a championship. Jonathan Cofield back here battling Matt Lee. They're not cutting each other a break. Jordan Jurassic, Matthew David Wood, they're back here battling it out. Jeff Merck right here smack dab in the middle of this as well. There you're riding on board with Jonathan Cofield. I got to say it one time here as the season finale, wide-eyed. War Eagle, college football getting ready to get kicked back up. I'm sure Cofield's tickled to death about that, as well as I am with the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Hopefully we didn't lose any viewers right there. But Johnson, check it out. He kind of slid up right there. Making Cardenas kind of work for it right here. Cardenas might not be too happy about how all this racing's going on between he and Tiny Horse.
And as these tires wear, I mean, aero blocking is absolutely going to make an impact. These trucks have a lot of downforce, but they're still impacted by dirty air and side draft and all that fun stuff here. So it's going to be difficult to be able to make a pass this deep in the run unless you have a big advantage on tires or lane or traffic or something like that. I'd be curious to see kind of the rest of the way what that looks like. And quick note on MDW, I think he did a 2-tire gamble. I don't know if it was lefts or rights, but clearly not working. I mean, he was up at the front of the field. He's up to 8th now, but he had a 3-second longer pit stop than everybody else and has really not gained any ground from it. So I would say 2 tires off the menu here for the rest of the race.
Absolutely, MDW trying to work his way down to the inside. Jordan Jurassic coming to the line this time. White flag in the air for stage number 2 presented by the Glass Mechanic. James Beard working his way around some lap traffic. Matthew Montgomery right in front of him. Going to put him 1 lap down. Buzzy Mongold right up here in front of him as well. And Huck Wigginton, who is sitting currently, which would have been the lucky dog, but he ain't going to get it now because Montgomery, he'll get the lucky dog now. So Huck Wigginton is going to be absolutely ticked off when he sees this running back thinking he had a shot at it. It ain't going to happen. 25, James Beard, turn 4. He wins stage number 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic. Johnson, Cardenas, they'll work their way across the line. Stage 2 in the books. James Beard, he gets it done.
Yeah, great run for the 25. Bolted tires on it and just drove straight through the field here. That's got to be his first stage win of the season, no?
I believe it is, yes.
What a great time for it. Stage number 2 here in the final race of the year. Going to go to James Beard.
Absolutely, but once again, he is at that tire disadvantage. But hey, I mean, it's like you said, Chef. I mean, it's like we were talking about. He can do whatever he wants to do at this point. He's not racing for the championship. He can throw it on the wall, see if it sticks. Well, it's stuck right here for stage 2. And who knows? Maybe this track position that the 25 got, maybe it plays out for him here for the race, and somehow or another he gets to win. And what would that mean, Chef, for him to win the race? If he was to win the race and get knocked out last week at Old Atlanta, and then you come out here and win the race, if you would have just made it to the championship 8, you would have won the damn championship. I mean, that's the craziest thing. I mean, you look at it like that, and you're like, what if? You just ask those questions like, what if?
Yeah, at the same time, you'd be getting raced harder if you were one of the championship 8 versus where you are right now. So I don't know if that would exactly hold true. Regardless, to come out and win here would just be like, you know what, I can do this too, and kind of rub salt in the wound of the championship 8 who didn't get a chance to win the race. One of them will of course be champion, but that's all you can hope for really. If you're not running for the chip, is to try and win the race, that final one, and show them that you have a chance next year.
Yeah, not only that, like you said, carry some momentum to going in to next season. Everybody's taking a pit stop. We're going to take one with them. We'll be right back. Chicagoland, final stage, championship race. We'll be back here shortly.
Craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime is Florida Cabinet Distributors. With over 20 years in business and 39 years of woodmaking experience, they proudly serve Northeast Florida to Southeast Georgia, delivering custom woodwork that combines precision, beauty, and durability. Whether you're dreaming of a custom kitchen, bathroom vanity, fireplace and mantle, entertainment center, outdoor kitchen, or even a full library, we can build it at Florida Cabinet Distributors, exactly the way that you envision. Hey, no project is too big or too small. If it's made of wood, Florida Cabinet Distributors can make it. Call or text Steve today. Yes, they gave us his personal cell number, 904-874-3442. That's 904-874-3442 to book today. Florida Cabinet Distributors, craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime.
And we're back here at Chicagoland. Getting ready to get down to the nitty gritty. Try to make it happen here tonight. Chicagoland. Bring up stage 2. Glass mechanic winner, James Beard in the house. James, buddy, what a strategy right there. Shooting bomb on the fresh tires. You got anything left here for the rest of the race?
I'm going to push it as good as I can. We're going to see whatever happens. I just had to get a stage win under my belt, say that I did it, and run the rest of the guys as good as I can.
Any worry about not having enough tires in that final stage?
You can stretch tires out pretty far. You just got to be careful. So I'm not too worried about it.
We'll see what happens, James, buddy. Appreciate your time. Good luck the rest of the race.
Thank you.
That was James Beard. Send him back down to his team and get ready, baby. Everybody, line it up. Live chat. Friday night, NASRA championship race. Let's go. Can't believe I actually said that. Lee Diffie, don't get mad. Here we go, baby. James Beard down on the inside. Everybody diving down on the bottom side. Here comes Cardenas. Cardenas almost gets into him. Coming off of turn number 2.
Yeah, I believe there's a bit of a tire advantage right now for the 25. He was on pit road 4 seconds less than everybody else. And Cardenas showing he's going to go to the bottom and will easily clear. The 25 falling like a rock on the high side. He's going to go 3 wide. Going to fall back from 1st to 5th in 1 corner.
Big time. Dropping back big time right there. Jurassic now jumps by. Here comes Merck. Here comes TB. Here comes Jonathan Cofield. Everybody sliding by the 25. Cardenas goes up. He'll take the point. Matt Lee, Scruggs up here. Check it out. Think about this, folks. You got the championship 8. Cardenas leads. Scruggs is 2nd. Johnson's 3rd. Matt Lee, he's sitting in 4th. You flip-flop down. Jeff Merck, he's running in 7th. MDW running in 10th. Luke Smith back here in the 12th spot. A lot of them, literally the whole damn championship 8, all of them inside the top 13.
Yeah, running well, and I mean, you don't get here by running poorly. There's a lot of trucks in this field. to be one of the fast 8 in the championship, you're going to have to do something like this. As we go 3 wide here for second, Merck to the bottom. He's going to try and force it, and Jurassic's going to try and force it 4 wide. On the high side, he might get there. Oh, he hit the fence hard off the corner.
Oh, man, Jordan Jurassic in the 6 gets up into the fence, and he's going to lose a whole lot of track position. Side by side, Catch Fence Motorsports, Jeff Merck, Matt Lee, side by side, almost door banging, going into turn number 1. And, Chef, you know, obviously, these are teammates. They work together throughout the season, but when you get to the stage 3 of the championship race, teammates be damned at this point. You're going for a championship. You don't care who's your teammate. You don't even care who's around you. You'll race your mama hard to try to win the championship.
Definitely right. I mean, this is a lot like a Hendrick or a JGR sort of teammate situation where you help each other outside the racetrack. Once you get to the racetrack, it is every person for themselves, and that's what we're seeing right now as they all try and chase down Dustin Scruggs in the 11. Seen these drivers, a few of them up at the front a lot, have not seen Matt Lee up in the top 5 yet tonight other than right now, so curious what the 44's got for us. He's trying to play a bit of a sleeper right now.
He played a big old sleeper right there, almost ended up hooking himself right there off Helen Cardenas. Oh,
Robbie Richards.
Caution. Robbie Richards, 48, spinning around. That will throw this a little bit of a curveball, I guess, and throw a caution smack dab in the middle of this. Kind of curious to see what happened to old Robbie right here, see what happened to the 48 and what got him around.
So got Bevan, I believe that is, to the outside. Kermit on the inside. That's just, I was going to say it's a classic turn 4, but that's actually not what that was. Oh, is it on the apron? Oh, yeah, one of those cases where,
oh,
wow, Luke Smith got lucky right there. Oh, boy, but where you can run anywhere from the wall down to the grass, but there's nowhere you have to run. And two trucks trying to occupy the same space. Science class, we learned that will not work. One of them goes around. It's the 48.
Well, Luke Smith may end up going to church on Sunday if he ends up winning the championship. He's going to be tickled to death on that one that he didn't just straight up go around. And, you know, you mentioned it right there. You know, both of them going for the same spot. Richards doesn't have to move up to give Bevan that option. I mean, they get down on the apron, you're going down there at your own risk. Richards doesn't have to move up and say, okay, you're on the bottom. I got to give you the entry going into 1. He doesn't have to do that. But sometimes if they get in that instance, Morgan, where they say, you know what? You ain't going to let me up. I'll just come up and I'll just turn you. Sometimes that actually happens, and we saw it right there.
Yeah, there's exactly like you said. There's no reason to let somebody up. You don't have to. It's just a courteous thing to do sometimes, but there's no reason that there's no rules that you have to do it. This is a big change in this race. One driver who stayed out, how about Matt Lee? Everyone else behind him, save for the 99 and 24, come down to pit road. This changes everything.
Changes a whole lot right here. We'll see what happens. Matt Lee, Painter, Montgomery, they stay out. We're going to jump in with the rest of them that took a pit stop. Take one with them. Be right back after this. And we are back here at Chicagoland. Championship race. Season 10 concerns the Police Survivors Truck Series. Redneck announcer Jake Reeves with the chef Morgan Cook. And the Australian Dean Optum Biggles on production. Oh, baby. I got to tell you, Chef, I mean, we've seen some wild races throughout the season. You know, your very first race column with us, Talladega, it was a wild one. And then here we are at Chicagoland, and to be honest with you, I think this one right here is going to be one of the wildest ones that we've seen, especially when Matt Lee, one of the championship contenders, staying out. Everybody else said, screw it, we're going to go down and get 4 freshies.
Yeah, well, and the interesting thing is only one driver actually took 4 fresh tires, and he's going to restart back in 20th. Matthew David Wood. Everyone else fuel only, just trying to make it to the end here. So tire discrepancy, no. Fuel discrepancy, yes. Let's see how quickly MDW can drive through the field. He's going to have to stretch tires somewhere. Yeah, this race just got wild from a strategy perspective.
Got flipped over on its head, literally like flipping over a ketchup bottle to try to get it out of there. The only thing that's going to be wild about it is all these drivers are going to be hitting the bottom of that ketchup bottle to try to knock it loose. Here we go. Green flag. Back in the air. Matt Lee. He leads them. He gasses up. He gets away. Devin Painter. Slow start. Literally getting buck draft going into turn 1 by Dustin Scruggs. Montgomery down on the inside. 3 wide. They're door banging. Looking 4 wide off turn 2.
And they're still fanning out here. The 99 caught the fence. Minor damage, if any damage at all, but it's definitely going to stack up the field behind them. Drivers all over the place. Too much to even really document what's going on here. But Cardenas trying to get around Merck. That is the most important move right now for the 15. Clear himself and go after Matt Lee.
Yeah, you documented. Everybody's all over the damn place. Literally, everybody is all over the place. You can't pick a battle. There's too many of them. Jeff Merck, he ain't worried about it. He's trying to get away from all those battles. Cardenas trying to make a battle for the 2nd spot. Lee trying to get away. Cardenas sitting in 3rd. Then you got Painter back here, literally in a hornet's nest. Johnson tried to hold down 4th. He's got TB right behind him, and Montgomery there to follow. Fanning out 3 wide. Thank God NASCAR brought back Chicagoland.
Yeah, what a fun racetrack. But one driver not having fun right now is the 11 of Scruggs. Restarted 2nd row outside. He's fallen back now to the 6th position. Got stuck behind Painter and could not get around the 99. Finally did. Now he's going to go work and get all that track position back. As I think in front of him, he's got, 4 different championship peak contenders he's got to contend with now. So going to be tough the rest of the way here for the 11.
One thing we need to keep an eye on, that truck. You just saw him just for a split second down on the bottom side of the racetrack. 21, MDW. Chef, you mentioned it. He started around the 20th spot on this restart. He's already up into the 12th spot. Make that the 11th spot. Screw it. Make it the top 10. Freshies working themselves for the weatherman. Goes to the outside. He'll go around Montgomery. Slide MDW up into the top 10. But at what cost, Chef? Getting the 4 freshies and everybody else not getting the 4 freshies. At what cost is this going to work out for Wood?
I mean, the gamble is that if there's a caution at the end of the race, that seals the championship to somebody else, essentially. If it goes green, though, MDW has the advantage because he didn't actually use an extra set. That was a planned stop to use that set of tires. He's just going to have to stretch the run a little bit different than he would have had to before. Maybe front-load it a little bit versus back-loading it. Although if we keep racing like this, it's not going to much matter who's got tires on it, because we got guys sliding all over the place here up in the top 5.
Oh, sweet Lord. Side by side, Cardenas, Jeff Merck. Here comes Tiny Horse Ride Johnson sliding up through the field. Devin Painter way back there. He got up into the fence. Side by side for 2nd. Cardenas on the bottom. Merck up top. Johnson right behind him with Tristan Bruce. And how about right behind him? The weatherman, MDW, Matthew David Wood, all the way up to 6th. Merck dives it down on the bottom side. Johnson trying to make a run up top. Johnson almost hooks him, and here they come, fanning out off of turn 2.
The craziest thing about the 21 truck's tires, they're only like 11 laps newer. Like that's how much tires are worth at this facility. He's going to go to the bottom of 3 and clear him easily. He's going to get to the inside of Tiny Horse. Oh, Tiny Horse going to chop the nose. Goodness gracious! Now that 21's going to try and make a move back here. He has to lift to not spin the 38. It's kind of boxed in now. This might hurt the tires for a lap, but I think it's still going to be a big advantage here at MDW.
You see Wood down on the bottom side. This may end up actually helping him as TB's actually going to get boxed in now. Johnson jumps up, puts the block on him. Here comes Wood down to the inside. Tries to make it stick. Will he make it stick? course he will. He's got 11 lap fresher tires than everybody else does. Down the inside, all the way down to the grass. Tries to jump up. Johnson gets a run. Now everybody's starting to reel Lee in. Wood gets sideways, saves it, slides up. Here comes Johnson. Johnson's trying to make a run off too.
This is where it's so frustrating as a driver with new tires, because the strategy will work great as we got Dustin Scruggs is around, sorry. The 11's in the grass in the backstretch.
Oh, man, and that might have just sealed the fate on some of these guys. I'm not 100%, but we still got a little over 50 laps to go when we go back green. But Dustin Scruggs in 11. Chef, you were talking about him a second ago, slipping back a little bit in the field. Kind of curious to see what happened to this 11 truck.
Yeah, right beside Montgomery, who he restarted right around, so they both fell through the field at about the same rate. Got Rodriguez on the top there in the 1. I don't see anything quite yet. Looks like he just got tight. Got help from the 48. Yeah, big help from the 48, and around goes the 11.
Dang, Robert Richards, you got to stay away from him sometimes. You got to stay away from him sometimes. He will turn you around 9 ways Sunday. Robbie, I'm just kidding. But Scruggs going around. That, I mean, you talked about sealing fates for drivers as we'll actually see who's going to jump down pit road. Everybody, except for the 21, Matthew David Wood, he's the only one that decided
and Luke
not
Smith
to go down pit road, and Luke Smith. So, but that right there might have sealed the fate for Dustin Scruggs for his championship right there, Morgan.
Definitely possible. This didn't help MDW at all either. I mean, it took away his tire advantage. He's going to be on the opposite side of it now. Assuming guys don't take 4 tires here, we're going to have to wait for a few more seconds to see. It looks like it's going to be 4 tires and fuel for most of the field. Few drivers are going to take 2 here, but yeah, the lion's share of the field is going to take 4 tires, and that is bad news for everyone who stayed out here.
Well, if this race wasn't already on its lid and it was the big old ketchup bottle, I think we've now got a bigger ketchup bottle, and we're going to have to beat the hell out of it to figure out exactly what's going to happen out of this right here, Chef. But there you see MDW. He will lead them back to the green unless he tries something crazy and decides to pit right here. Matthew Lee will come out. There is Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith as well. Here's your pit times. What everybody looked like they were coming down pit road, or excuse me, that's the pit laps. You see the difference right here. I mean, you talked about a second ago, Chef. I mean, he had 11 lap difference on the tires. Now you got everybody else that jumped down pit road on lap 98. Now they've got essentially 11 lap fresher tires, 12 laps. But still, now Wood's going to be in the same boat that everybody else was when they were shooting by him. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how the hell he's going to pull this off now.
Yeah, this is nervous time for MDW. It's really nervous times for Jeff Merck. First driver on 4 fresh tires. He's got Luke Smith, James Beard, and Buzzy Mongold, who have really old tires. They did not take tires last time in front of them. And Rodriguez on 2 tires. These trucks are already loose. Putting 2 tires on it makes it even looser. So I would be worried about the 1 potentially going for a bit of a slide here into turn 1, and the track temps dropping. There's a lot of things to be worried about, especially with the championship on the line here.
Morgan, you ever played roulette? Everybody seen him play roulette?
I have.
Yeah. That's what these guys are fixing to do right here. Everybody's fixing to play a roulette. It's going to be a big-ass wheel. This is exactly what this is fixing to be. We'll see how this plays out. MDW up here at the front. See how you can hold it off with Luke Smith on his tires. James Beard right behind him. Buzzy Mongo, Joshua Rodriguez on oldies. Here comes Jeff Burke right there behind him on Matt Lee. Tiny Horse, Brian Johnson, TB, and Dylan Cardenas. The top 10. We're back under green. MDW, he is not waiting around at all, trying to get away for everybody as fast as possibly can as we're looking 3 wide behind him. Luke Smith and stage 2 winner, James Beard, they're side by side off turn 2.
Big wobbles back here. We're going to go 3 and 4 wide. Tristan Bruce trying to push the 44 through. The 1's going to get in the middle. He's going to get stuck in that sucker hole. Oh man, we might be in trouble here, folks. We are all over the racetrack.
Wow, Jeff Merck able to find a hole, jump around the outside, but right behind him, good Lord have mercy, you see it. Live here on the Nashville 360 Racing Network.
Contact!
Cardenas side by side, Dormagan, Merck, wow, Beard got in the lead, got into Cardenas. They are 4 wide down the curved straightaway at the back.
Contact again!
We got contact. Bruce is going around.
He's trying to save it. There, caution is now out. Oh, man.
Wow.
Goodness. Well, you know who this really helps? It's Matthew David Wood. Because some of that goodie is gone from those tires that everyone else just took in the heat cycle. I don't know. This is interesting. We are having quite a race here in Stage 3. But we're playing bumper cars further back in the field. You see the 25 into the 44 gets into Cardenas. Then they're 3 wide, 4 wide. Yeah, that's Cofield in that new sponsored truck down there on the bottom. Still trying to go 4 wide here. And I think it was the 25. Yeah, I don't think Beard knew where everybody was, caught the 3. Good job bailing out as well out of that one. And then Tristan Bruce just doing everything he can to save it, backs it up in the fence. And that's just going to be a bit of a damaged race truck, but not a lot. He didn't hit it all that hard, all things considered.
Yeah, and speaking of Jonathan Cofield out there, live chat, Mark Cofield, 58, running new potential sponsor, ProFit Interiors. So, quick shout out to those guys. But you saw how the contact was with TB going around. Beard kind of gets in there, washes up, and everybody knows James or Tristan Bruce. Everybody knows how he can get a little bit hot-headed sometimes. May have some beef right here. What do you think, Morgan? We may have some beef.
Yeah, I would think he's screaming right now. I would think he's quite upset about.
I think we may have some beef
about getting hit right there. Yeah, that's just the way it is sometimes.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. I think we may have a little bit of beef out of that, and good Lord help us on that one right there, I guess so.
Good thing they have a whole offseason to think about it.
Yeah, why not? Here, we'll go ahead and play it. Why not? I mean, odds are, there may be beef, there may not be beef. Screw it. Why not? We got beef. Why not? It may be the final one of the season. Why not? Let's see. We'll take, screw it. Dean wants to talk to Jeff Merck. Let's talk to Jeff Merck. Let's see what Merck says. Bring him up here. Jeff Merck, got us up here on the Dazzle 360 Racing booth, buddy. Are we feeling better now about all the strategy and everything?
Moved through 3 and 4 up top. That's pretty nice, wasn't it?
It was a wild one. I'm amazed that you didn't get caught up in the cluster that was behind you. But what's it going to take to get the Wrigley's truck right here? What's it going to take to get the Wrigley's truck in victory lane?
Oh, man, we don't do that Wrigley crap. The truck's fast tonight. We're just going to have to run it out, see what happens. Anything at this point is possible. Real proud of the team this year. So whether we win the championship or not, I'm real proud of what we accomplished for a first-year team. So I really want to win this 3rd championship over here at Nashville. I'd really be proud of myself for that too. But there's a lot of really fast young drivers up here. The old man's got to try to hold off. So all we can do is see what happens.
Well, we'll see what happens, buddy. Good luck the rest of the race.
All right, man. Thanks.
I was going to ask him, Chef, if you won the championship right here, would you retire? But I couldn't bring it to myself to ask him. I really couldn't. Dawn, if you're out there on the live chat, if you would love to tell us, by all means, have at it. Green flag back in the air. Jeff Merck, top side, was the leader, was able to get around Wood before the caution come out. Here comes Merck up top. Gets help from Cardenas. Wood down the inside. He's still fighting hard. Would make it to his door. No, barely. Hard racing right here off turn 2.
Like a couple little packs here. Top 5 have broken away. Then it's a gaggle behind him, led by Durasic, who just fends off that 3 wide behind him here. And yeah, the packs get back together here. Merck's going to take the lead. Everyone else just trying to chase down the 60 and not let him win championship number 3. It's going to be tight the rest of the way here. We are right Like, we still have to pit one more time for fuel by my calculations here, so we're not done on pit road yet, and I'm very curious to see what the tire situation looks like for this entire field, because as we saw, you can run from about 15th on fresh tires and drive through the field and win a stage, just like 25.
Yeah, very good possibility. We'll see how that bad boy ends up working out. Jeff Martin tried to get away. Matt Lee running in the second spot. Cardenas still in third. Johnson and MDW top 5 in the championship 8. Got other drivers back there. Luke Smith, he's all the way back in 13th. Dustin Scruggs way back there as well. So hard at it, to be honest with you, riding on board with the Chevy. Literally, you see it right there on the hood. The Chevy, the 54, Matt Cherry, Kentucky boy, trying to get it done up on the outside. Real bumpy through 3 and 4, and one of them getting up into the fence. I believe that might have been the 27, Isaac Bevan.
He caught the wall again. He's really had a affiliation with that outside wall, especially off of turn number 4. Still running 5th, though, for the 27. I mean, having a great run. One of his better of the season, passing MDW. And there aren't a lot of drivers that pass MDW at any point in a race. That's a little feather in the cap for any driver here in this series.
Absolutely is. There you see Isaac Bevan down on the inside trying to make it happen. MDW right here, he's at a Hornet's nest. He's got Cofield, he's got Johnson, he's got Cherry, he's got everybody lined up right behind him. But Catch Fence Motorsports, literally how it's been the past 3 weeks. Remember, Jeff Mert won at Talladega. Matthew Lee, he won at Auto Club. Then Jeff Mert followed it up, won at Old Atlanta last week. Old track, 1.5 miles, very similar to here, which may have a little bit to do with how Jeff Mert racing up here at the front. As you see Jordan Jurassic trying to battle it out. Boy, I mean, and what it would have been nice, for Jordan Jurassic, say he was to have made the playoffs, if he could have made all the races and made it into the playoffs, that would have been a wild run right there to see Jordan Jurassic run as good as he is, to see him try to defend his championship.
He's definitely run well the last handful of weeks, unfortunately, like you said. Just haven't seen him in all the races. You're going to have to run at least enough to be eligible, obviously, to have a shot at this championship. And unfortunate the way that the real-life schedule works sometimes, but, there is always next year for a driver that's that fast. The opportunities will continue to present themselves.
Here you see Brandon Broadfoot, got the Viper on the hood. All the beard that you can handle, literally. Brandon Bearded Broadfoot, if you will, the 3 B's back there. Pretty good back there, sitting in the 14th spot. Had a quiet night there, 22. Dives it down to the inside, trying not to be quiet anymore with the Serve Pro machine of Raul Meza. Here comes Tristan Bruce trying to make a charge and shoot up through the field as well. And the number 3 trying to make it happen as well. Thought about sticking it 3 wide, thought better as Meza jumped down, come right across his nose. Well, TV trying to make it back to the front after getting that contact with James Beard a while ago.
Yeah, I was on pit road for about 30 or 40 seconds in the pit box, able to get that thing mostly fixed, I would think, and running decent here in 14th position. Dirty Air is going to be trouble no matter what kind of truck you have, whether it's brand new or not, but yeah, driver really on the losing end of this run. This tire strategy is MDW. That caution was the worst thing for him, the 1-2 ago that took away the tire advantage, giving it back to everybody else. It's going to be a long road back here, but it's definitely not over for any of these drivers in the field. Curious to see the rest of the way here. Do we go green? What do you think, Chad? Are we going green or do we have another caution?
I'll go ahead and answer it for you. I think we're going to have another caution. I'll go ahead and call it. I think we're going to have another caution, but we would love to hear what y'all, because we've already seen everybody associating out there in the live chat real quick. Don Merck, tell what was the question? If Jeff Merck was to win the championship here tonight, as Isaac Bevan gets up into the fence, almost proves my theory, almost got the caution we needed. But if Jeff Merck wins the championship tonight, will he retire from NASRA, or is he going to stick around and try to make a run for the ages here in the North American Sim Racing Association? As there you see Matt Cherry, Isaac Bevan side by side behind them. MDW stuck 3 wide, right to Tristan Bruce down to his inside, and Richards was up top. There you see Cherry working his way down on the inside as well off turn 2.
Yeah, contact into the back of MDW as well. Just watching this battle back here. Man, we are racing hard throughout the field. Richards really being aggressive with the 21, able to just barely clear on the bottom. MDW going to fall back a few more positions here. Does just about a caution as they were door banging down the front stretch. Regardless, we are still going. There's another one. Just quick feed to the inside, and yeah, the 48 somehow able to not go sliding there. That was very close to a big incident, and yeah, just a lot of fun here in this series. A lot of good battles all the way throughout, especially at a racetrack that's as awesome as this one. And don't look now, but the pit window is just about to open to the end here. We could probably pit at any time and make it the rest of the way on fuel.
Yeah, very good possibility. You see MDW Matthew David Wood back there as well. You see the battle for the lead maybe heating up a little bit right here, boys. Jeff Merck, he's got the lead. Matt Lee right behind him, and then Cardenas up here, front three, trying to settle it out. And Jeff Merck got his teammate right behind him. Cardenas, the one trying to spoil the party. Jonathan Cofield, Matt Cherry, they are way back there, about a second and a half back. I got a feeling right now, folks, if you had Merck, Lee, or Cardenas in your office pool, I think you got this sucker in the bag. At least that's from what it looks like, Chef.
Yeah, a long way to go. Still a trip down pit road to go. I mean, we know anything can happen. We've seen a lot of very fast drivers spin getting onto pit road under green here tonight and throughout the season. So would hate to lock it up before we actually cross that line as Matt Lee's going to go down to the bottom. Try and get the run on Merck. They're going to touch off the corner. No wall contact for the 60, but they are side by side, and that lap's going to go to Merck. But the next one's the question here is Matt Lee down to the bottom.
Yeah, I got a feeling right now, and oddly enough, both of them in the Catch Fence Motorsports Discord chat. Merck almost gets into him. Cardenas gets a run.
Oh, Merck's wrecking.
Around. Cardenas on the outside ends up getting into Merck, sends him around sideways. Everybody trying to duck dodge. Bevan almost gets into him as well. Jeff Merck gets into the wall. We are still green here at Chicagoland.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the damage is frustrating, but the caution not coming out, that's the real killer for Jeff Merck. He is now 4 seconds back and falling here throughout the field with the big damage on the nose. You can see the right front's pushed in. If we can get a look at that truck here, definitely an aero disadvantage. Got to be so frustrating for Jeff Merck, who was just running up in second. Man, it's gonna be a long road back now for the 60.
Yeah, I mean, and he's got like you said, though, Chef, he's got a long way to go. Everybody's got a long way to go before this thing's all said and done. Jonathan Cofield was right up on the back door. Matt Lee, now he's back about a second and a half. Matt Cherry, now he resides in the third spot. How about the 54? Never qualified, didn't even put down a lap. Started 24th, almost dead last. Now he's sitting P3 right now. Tiny Horse Rod Johnson out of nowhere. He's sitting currently second as far as the standings go, but sitting fourth in the running. And Cardenas still trying to hold on to a top 5 spot any way that he possibly can. MDW, Matthew David Wood, Matthew Montgomery, 2 Matts. They jumping down pit road, and Luke Smith jumping down pit road as well.
And this is the opportunity that MDW needs to get back in this championship fight, is pitting before everyone else, getting the undercut. We're going to see how big of a difference it plays here as Matt Lee's coming down right now, pits from the top lane. Definitely did not show his hand until the last second. Cofield going to follow him down pit road.
Jonathan Cofield following him right down pit road as well. Matthew David Wood, he's jumping out of pit road as we speak, so we'll see how that ends up working out. Tiny Horse Rod Johnson, he'll assume the lead. Matt Cherry right behind him. Cardenas now to follow right behind him as well. Jumps up to the top, tries to see if he can make something stick. Isaac Bevan right in behind them, as well as Jordan Durasic right in behind them as well. Here we go. Drivers jumping down pit road. 54, Matt Cherry locking it down. Literally almost smoking the tires. TB Tristan Bruce, he'll dive down pit road as well.
Out on the racetrack still, Tiny Horse, Cardenas, Durasic, Bevan, and Meza. Those are your top 5 as they've run. Top 12 have yet to hit the pit lane here, but I don't imagine they're going to be too far behind the drivers who've already hit that pit road. Could see a few of them stretch this as far as they can go and try and hope for a caution, which green flag pit stop is a pretty optimal time for a caution to happen. with drivers trying to get on and off of pit road on those either very worn or very cold Goodyear tires.
Yeah, very good possibility at that. See everybody working their way around. Johnson now sitting still in that lead. Cardenas behind him. Cardenas blinking just a little bit. And speaking of blinking, well, you know, we're right here smack dab in the middle of pit stop, so we're not going to bring the driver awards up yet. I got a thing sent to me a while ago about driver awards for everybody in the field. We'll talk a little bit about that here in just a little bit. But we want to make sure that we get it all the way through right here as Johnson leads. Cardenas second, Jordan Rasick third, Isaac Bevan and Raul Meza sitting in the top 5. Jeff Merck currently sitting back there in the ninth spot after that contact just a second ago. So we'll see how all this ends up playing out. What does Johnson do? Does he decide to pit? Nope. Him and Cardenas, they're going to stay out on the racetrack as of right now.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and run this out as far as the fuel is going to let them, and it does a couple things for them. One, it allows you to drive the absolute heck out of this next set of tires because you're only going to have 20 laps on that set of tires. The other thing, you're on pit road for less time because you need less fuel. You're going to be waiting on those tires unless you choose to go with no tires, which would be a gamble, but it is definitely possible here at the end of this race. So a few things opened up for drivers who have not yet pit, but if we don't get a caution, they are hemorrhaging time to the ones who have pit already, and it's going to be close at the end of this race here.
Absolutely. Drive the dog poo-poo out of it. That's what you got to do. And there you see Jeff Merck diving his way down to pit road as well. We're right in the middle of the pit sequence. I see Thomas out there, never got a replay. Wanted to maybe see kind of what happened between Cardenas and Jeff Merck. We're kind of in the middle of a pit sequence. If we can, we may be able to try to go back and maybe get you a replay of it. But right now, we got a whole lot going on right now.
Merck's
we'll
on
get you a
pit
replay
road.
maybe if we can. Yes, Jeff Merck down pit road as we speak.
He needs that damage fixed. Unfortunately, not going to be enough time to do that right now. Lee's going to try and get his lap back. He will successfully do so. That's a big move for Lee, because if a caution comes out now, is Tiny Horse on the pit lane, driving it on pit road. Getting that lap back was the important thing for all those drivers to lap down. A caution comes out, traps you lap down. That's game over for the most part. Getting the lap back definitely important.
Literally, I mean, he was literally driving it like he stole it coming down pit road. Can't blame him on that. Do what you got to do to get it down pit road. And here we go. Matter of fact, for the final race of season number 10. Go ahead, key it up as we got Cardenas jumping down pit road. Key it up one more time for me, Dean. Premier Racing Setups, the 20 to go. And folks, if you need a racing setup, go check them out. PremierRacingSetups.com. Obviously, enter the code of NASRA, N-A-S-R-A. You will get 15% off your entire order. Also, 15% gets kicked back to the North American Sim Racing Association. And folks, if you want the setups at NASRA and the Redneck Announcer races, go check them out. PremierRacingSetups.com. As you see Jordan Jurassic working his way up on the top side, Montgomery right below him, trying to make it happen. Everybody just biding their time, and right now, as of right now, Jordan Jurassic, last season's champion, started on the pole. He's leading, but he ain't made that pit stop yet.
That's right, him and Broadfoot, only two drivers to not hit pit road here. Painter is currently on pit road. Matt Lee in fourth, the first of the drivers who have pit, and he's got Cofield right behind him, not in that championship 8, but definitely could spoil the party here as the 58 of Cofield.
He very much could. I mean, in Jonathan Cofield, honestly, I thought Cofield was in. I thought Cofield was going to make it into this championship race. From the way everything looked last week at Old Atlanta, to be honest with you, Morgan, I thought he had that sucker locked up in the bag. But somehow or another, the points just didn't line up for him. As you see right there, ProFit for the sponsorship right there on that 58, a potential sponsor for next season, could play out for the 58. So Cofield out here trying to get the sponsorships to look good for him. And he's doing a good job right there, riding right in behind Matt Lee. battle for the lead, like you said, could spoil the party. But Matt Lee's got to understand something. He's not racing Cofield for the championship. He's racing for the championship. If Cofield's faster, just let him go.
And a good point, because the next competitor, if I'm not mistaken, is Luke Smith, who is 7.5 seconds behind Matt Lee right now. So there is absolutely zero pressure on the 44 at the moment. Save the tires, run consistent laps, don't put that truck in trouble, and you might just find yourself in champion circle here in about 15 laps or so.
Yeah, and you know what would really throw it all into another wrench? Literally throw a huge curveball into this? A caution. That would really flip it on its side, which I would not be surprised, not one bit, if somehow or another caution comes out. Dean's sitting there saying he turned the cautions off. I will be shocked if somehow or another we get a caution, but it would really throw the sucker. Literally, it would. If the race wasn't already turned over on its head, it would turn it over on its head if we got a caution somehow.
Absolutely, a caution changes everything in this race, but at this point in time, I wouldn't think, because of how spread apart the field is, everyone's got a few tenths between them, except for the battle for sixth. Tiny Horse just going around Luke Smith, who's got, I think Luke Smith stayed out on older tires. It looks like he's going to get passed fairly easily by the 38. But regardless, this is nervous time for a lot of drivers in the field, either hoping for a caution or hoping there's no caution to potentially win this championship.
You see Tiny Horse Ryan Johnson trying to work his way up through the field, shooting his way past old TV. Tristan Bruce trying to make it happen as well. 13 laps to go here at Chicagoland. Matt Lee currently has the lead as of right now, about 4 seconds back to Matt Cherry. Ryan Johnson 7 seconds back. He's got around Luke Smith, Kermit the Frog. Johnson's currently sitting in the top 5. He needs some magic. I think he needs just a little bit of magic to happen. Matt Lee running 31.6s. Johnson's running 31.1s, so he is faster, Morgan. But I think Johnson may run out of time trying to catch it.
Yeah, if the math holds, he's half a second faster, about 6.5 seconds behind. He's going to need 13 laps to get there. We've only got 10 left, so the math doesn't quite math. And tires, as you know, Jake, new tires don't hold their luster that long. Typically, that gap will shrink with how much faster you are until you get to kind of that bottom point. So unfortunately, it may be too little too late for the 38 on the tires that we have right now, the way that the race is right now. Again, that yellow piece of fabric could change the way that this race goes, but there is no guarantee by any stretch of the imagination that it's going to show.
Yeah, you see it right there. Johnson actually at 6 seconds right now. Matt Lee actually, hang on a second right here, Morgan. Lee, we'll see what kind of happens. Johnson down to the inside, just literally ripping it. Lee this time, he hits a 31.9. What will Johnson hit this time as he hits the line? Oh, hell, he made up almost a whole second right there. Hit a 31.1. Math may be there. Johnson may have something for him right here.
Math changes when you keep doing that. I'd be nervous now if I was Matt Lee. I know he's just saving right now. He's just making sure that he's got exactly what he needs, because as you've heard in racing a number of times, race fans, that you can catching him's one thing, passing him is something completely different here. So very curious to see. And no, Thomas, I am not from the West Coast.
I was waiting on you to catch that, see what the deal was with that. But I'll say this, you talked about that. Catching him is one thing, passing him is another. Anybody ever heard the old quote from Tony Stewart? I'll wreck you to win a championship. I'll wreck him to win a championship. I'll wreck your mom to win a championship. What will happen right here when Johnson catches him? Because now it's down to 3.9 seconds. Johnson, 31.3. Lee runs a 32 flat, 0.7 of a second faster. Johnson goes past Cherry. He will go to third. Jonathan Cofield right here smack dab in the middle of these guys. Hey, You want to find out something kind of interesting? Johnson, Cofield, Blue Lights Racing, they are teammates. So Cofield, when Johnson gets to Cofield, that will pay big dividends to Tiny Horse because Johnson will be able to slide right by him.
Don't look now as well. Cardenas is right behind the 38, and he is faster than both of these trucks. So it's not over by a long shot for them either, assuming they can catch up to Matt Lee, and that's the question. The gap now is 2 3/4 seconds, and at about 7/10 of a second a lap faster. We're going to be close here to the end of this race. This is curious stuff. Yeah, that was 6/10 that time.
Yeah, Dylan Cardenas running with the Wheelman on that team. That's the name of the team, the Wheelman. And so pretty much it's all said and done right here, folks. I mean, literally 6 laps to go. Who's going to get it done? There's Lee. There's Cofield. Johnson's starting to click off the times as well. Matt Lee last time hit himself a 32.2. Johnson hit 31.6. What happens this time? Lee 32.3. Johnson 31.7. Cutting it in with 5 to go right here. Anything's possible. Honestly, you know, we talked about it a second ago, a caution. I don't want to see one at this point. I want to see how this sucker plays out, Morgan.
Yeah, at this rate, it looks like Johnson's going to catch him with about 2 to go. If we continue on this pace, oh man, this could be a absolute dandy of a championship finale. If it continues to play out the way that it looks like that time by 32.2 to a 31.7, that's half a second, a little slower on the gap that time, but still, we're only 1.5 seconds back. The draft will start to play effect here in just a moment as well.
Line it up right there in the live chat. Let your family know what they're fixing to witness here on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. This is going to be an absolute dandy if it keeps on the way that it is. Lap traffic up in front of them. Believe that might be the 22. Brandon Broadfoot. Yes, he is. Johnson down to the inside. Last lap, 31.8. Matt Lee, 32.3. Johnson's cut it down to almost a second. Now it's under a second. Working his way through 1 and 2. Johnson trying to work around the lap machine of Brandon Broadfoot. 3 to go right here, Morgan. You talked about 2 to go. He is there. Now he's got to get around Cofield. Cofield obviously will pull out of the way. Let Johnson go right here. But Johnson has got to step on the gas pedal if he wants to get there.
Yeah, the gap now is 0.8 of a second from the leader to third, the fastest truck on the racetrack. Cardenas is in tow. Cofield's going to go high. Going to get all the way out of the way, let the teammate go do the work and see if he can win a championship. But he's going to be beside him on exit. That's going to hurt the 38. Going to push him down the backstretch here. He's going to have one more shot at it. Lap 150 out of 150. Can the 38 get it done and get around Matt Lee for the championship?
You got him about 0.3 of a second that time. What will happen this time? White flag bell lap, season 10 of the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. You cannot make this up. Johnson 32 flat. Matt Lee ran a 32.3. Half a second back. Johnson's got to find something if he wants to try to get to Matt Lee. Trying to get the toe, trying to get the draft. Coming into turn number 3. Matt Lee down to the inside. Johnson dives it in. Sends it as hard as he can. It's not gonna be enough. Matt Lee, both of them scraped the wall. If he had one more lap, he would have got him. Matt Lee, 44 of Catch Fence Motorsports. He is your season 10 Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series champion. Matt Lee, the 44, is the winner. Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson will settle for second. Dylan Cardenas, good battle back for him, will finish third. Jonathan Cofield, Matt Cherry, the top 5. But the night belongs to Catch Fence Motorsports. 44 of Matthew T. Lee. He got it done, Morgan.
Absolutely did, and it was nervous for that entire last run. Johnson went from 7 seconds back all the way down to 0.2 of a second. Oh, just about caught his teammate there, Tristan Bruce. Dang. But Matt Lee, your champion, well-deserving, won a ton of races, always had speed. And may I remind you who I picked at the top of the show? It was, in fact, the 44.
Well, it wasn't just him. Now you had.
Yeah, you're right. I picked a quarter of the field, and that quarter happened to win.
Oh yeah, 50-50. I mean, on your on your picks. I mean, but hey, I mean, he got it done. Now, I mean, and everybody will sit there. There may be some haters out there in the live chat may sit there and go, well, what if there was one more lap? Well, there wasn't one more lap. I mean, it wasn't able to happen. Matt Lee, he ran a fantastic race, great strategy, right on the money. I mean, literally, right on the money, nailed it. If he would have had, I mean, literally, if there would have been one more lap, honestly, I think we were, I would have saw hell wreck, to be honest with you. Because Johnson would have probably got in there and said it and got around him. But it wasn't meant to be for Tiny Horse tonight. The night belongs to Matt Lee with Catch Fence Motorsports. Gets it done, brings them their very first championship. The Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series for Season 10. Tiny Horse, Ryan Johnson second. Cardenas, good bounce back for him. He will finish third. Jonathan Cofield will finish fourth. And Matt Cherry, who started 24th, did not qualify, ends up rounding out the top 5. Tristan Bruce, Jordan Durasic, 6th and 7th. Isaac Bevan will finish 8th. Robbie Richards, 9th, and the Silent Assassin, Devin Painter, rounds out the top 10.
Now Luke Smith going to finish 11th here tonight. Dane Hagen right behind him in the 12th spot. Good run for the 39 here. Had a couple spots here before he started. Matthew Montgomery in 13th. Joshua Rodriguez did not run as well as he has the last few weeks, but regardless, top 15 for the 1. MDW, that caution really cost him. Going to finish in 15th on that other tire strategy. Raul Meza in 16th. 17th will be James Beard. 18th, Buzzy Mongold. 19th, Jeff Merck with damage. And 20th, 00, Huck Wigington.
Dustin Scruggs, 21st, number 11 truck, not meant to be here tonight. One of the bigger losers, I guess you could say, started 30, ends up finishing 21st. Last driver to finish on the lead lap. Brandon Broadfoot, 1 lap down, finishes 22nd, matches his truck number, ironically enough. Matthew Cummins, 23rd. Ed Osborne, 24th. Tyler Daniels, 25th. Shane Trotter, 26th. For the 26 drivers here this evening, TJ Moore, Cody Knott, Chris Blanchard was your race directors here this evening. Well, folks, we're going to step away, grab our podium finishers, the champion, grab them all. We'll be right back for closing thoughts and close this sucker out for Season 10 of the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime is Florida Cabinet Distributors. With over 20 years in business and 39 years of woodmaking experience, they proudly serve Northeast Florida to Southeast Georgia, delivering custom woodwork that combines precision, beauty, and durability. Whether you're dreaming of a custom kitchen, bathroom vanity, fireplace and mantle, entertainment center, outdoor kitchen, or even a full library, we can build it at Florida Cabinet Distributors, exactly the way that you envision. Hey, no project is too big or too small. If it's made of wood, Florida Cabinet Distributors can make it. Call or text Steve today. Yes, they gave us his personal cell number, 904-874-3442. That's 904-874-3442 to book today. Florida Cabinet Distributors, craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime.
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Well, folks, we are back here, post-race interviews. Here for the concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series Season 10. Matt, stick around for a second. We're going to flip-flop it since you're the champion. We'll let you go last. Bring in our third place finisher, Dylan Cardatis. Buddy, what a drive that 15 had here tonight. Had the gold paint ski out there up under the lights. Looked awesome. Tell us about your race, bud.
Felt pretty good. These loose tracks that build loose, they really play into my style. And truck felt good. Stage 1 saved, I guess, a little bit more than I needed to, or had some lap traffic. Stage 2 felt really great. I mean, just pulled away a little bit from everybody, and then Stage 3, that incident, me and Lee caught Merck, and I stuck it. I knew they were going to be battling out. It was going to be close, so I just stuck it on the fence and knew I was going to have a run. And they made contact right before. It's either they made contact, I don't know. But either way, I got loose off exit just ever so slightly, and I guess I got into Merck. I guess I'll take that. That's my fault. Racing deal. I got loose. I thought he came up a little more than he did, but I don't think he did. But had a really fast West Texas perpetrators truck tonight. Thought I had enough to get it done, but that kind of threw a wrench into things.
Yeah, you mentioned that the 15 was bad fast tonight. You were one of the very few trucks to really stay up in the top 3 the entire race through stage 1, 2, and 3. When we get to the incident with Merck, right after that, I think your truck got a little bit of damage. How hurt was it, and how difficult was it to maintain the pace you had throughout the first, 3 quarters of this race?
Yeah, it was pretty tough. I had, as soon as I cleared everybody and kind of got situated, it was like wheel damage, and I was like, that's great. 1 and 2, I don't know what it was, but it felt like it freed it up a little bit more in 1 and 2 so I could hug it. But 3 and 4, it was really tight. I had to let out all the way in order to make the turn how I wanted to. Yeah, it's just really unfortunate. I feel like I don't know what the strategy that Lee played out, if I would have been able to, but I feel like if I got past Merck, I think I might have been able to get past Lee possibly, but we both had pretty good speed there at the end of the runs, and so did Ryan. Ryan came out of nowhere in stage 2 and took it from me, but yeah, that was just a bummer, that incident there.
Well, Dylan, buddy, congratulations on a third place finish here tonight. Congratulations on third place finish in the point standings. And what a season for the number 15, buddy. Congratulations. And hopefully we'll be seeing you next season. But before we let you go, thank your sponsors and any shout outs.
West Texas Perpetrators, thank you guys. I gotta thank all the buddies too for the support. Isaac, Thomas, John, Jordan, Brandon. Appreciate you boys, and thank you guys for being able to give us a platform to showcase our talent.
Absolutely. Dylan Cardatis comes home third. Buddy, congratulations on that. Have you a good short off season? That's how Nazareth usually does it. But have you a good short off season. We'll see you back here for season 11.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
That was Dylan Cardatis for the Wheelman, West Texas Perpetrators. I got to try them out. I really got to get with them, figure out how all that good stuff is and everything. I've heard it's good stuff and everything. Well, anyway, beside that, we'll go to second place finisher. Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson comes home second. Hear this saying that Ryan, damn, man. If you'd have had one more lap, you would have got him. At least that's what it looked like. But what else did you need besides that one more lap?
Man, I don't know. Only thing I could think of is maybe if I pit a lap sooner, I think I would have drawn the rest of the guys behind me down because they were doing what I like to do, I think, and just kind of trying to be the last one to pit and have the freshest tires towards the end. We had a couple cautions there in stage 3, so it kind of worried me for the rest of the race. And after, I think the run right after stage 2, we got about 20 laps on our tires and didn't have an extra set anymore. so I was a little worried. I didn't want to take my last set too soon. So I was trying to play cover as many bases as I could. With pitting as late as I did. When I heard people going down, I think it was around 120, and I'm like, I still got like 10 laps of fuel, so I'd like to go, closer to 130. And I came down then, and even then, I came out of the pits, and I think I was like 10 seconds behind Lee, and I was like, holy crap, I don't know if this is gonna work. And man, I think one lap might have been the difference there, but I mean, he was fast all night. Dylan was fast all night. A lot of these guys, I mean, a lot of comers and goers tonight. I was trying to save my stuff in between and use it when I could, and it was a lot of fun. Fun race.
Absolutely was a fun race from our point of view as well. And on that last run, you mentioned you came out, I think it was about 8 seconds is what that gap was once you hit the racetrack with about whatever it was, 20, 15 to go, 20 to go, whatever it was. So you're chasing down Lee, and you start to kind of see, okay, this might actually be possible. You have scattered lap traffic, and you have to pass drivers for position. How much are you begging and pleading on the radio for guys to get out of your way, or are you just trying to catch them and pass them as soon as you can? Is there any kind of communication that goes on in those situations to try and get drivers up out of the way, like what NASCAR drivers would use their spotters for?
Maybe one or two. I'm not I'm not going over the race chat and trying to do that. I try to set them up as best I can. Whether it's going into the corners, coming out of the corners, I try to see where they're running, and I'll plan to just run where they're not. And mostly just the people that I had in my chat, I would ask or see what they say, like, hey, which lane are you picking, or something along those lines. But try to make it as realistic as possible. I mean, people don't, normally move over for you, and I don't want to be handed anything either. So, I try to run every race and pass every driver as if I can't talk to them, and just do the best that I can.
Well, the ones that didn't move over for you, I'd remember that for next season. That's what I would do. But it's just me. You know how I am. Brian Tiny Horse Johnson comes home with second here tonight, second in the points. Still a good showing for Tiny Horse. Ryan Johnson. Ryan, buddy, appreciate your time. Congratulations on the second place finish. And before we let you go, thank your sponsors and any shout outs.
Yeah, buddy. You might as well just name the second place after me.
Oh, Lord.
I just got to thank Brady, all the admins over at Nazareth putting this league on. It's been a lot of fun. I think I had a much better season this season than last season. But all you guys up in the booth for broadcasting, putting on great shows every week. Blue Lights, Josh and Huck putting the team together. All my teammates and our team sponsors: Murph's Magical Creations, Concerns of Police Survivors, Starbase 1552 Comics, Florida Cabinet Distributors for being on the truck all season. Huge shout out to them. Cofield Asphalt Refinishing and Cofield Supply and Service, and all the fans tuning in, all the drivers for a really great race tonight. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, man, here's to another second.
Hey, I'll be honest with you, Ryan. If I could finish second in the championship standings, I'd take it 9 Wednesday Sunday. I'll never get there. But Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson gets second, buddy. Congratulations on that. We'll see you next season, bud.
I appreciate it, buddy.
That was Tiny Horse, Ryan Johnson, Florida Cabinet Distributors, Toyota, and then, ironically enough, and I'm not literally this stuff writes itself. Florida Cabinet Distributors Victory Lane. The champ is here. Matt Lee, 44, gets it done, wins the championship. And Matt, you were telling us before we got you in here, first off, congratulations, you are the champion. How does it feel? And second, we were talking, and it was like, if there would have been one more lap, you would have been screwed. But I mean, a lot of the haters out there will say that. A lot of, will say, oh, well, if he'd had one more lap, he would have got beat. Well, it didn't. You're still able to pull it off. Congratulations, you are the champion, sir.
Yeah, we pit at just the right time right there, and I know I had to give it everything I had, and I had the lead, clean air. I wanted to stay ahead of everybody, and that's what we did.
Awesome. At one point in the race, early in this race, or in the first stage, you were, I think, the 8th out of the 8 championship drivers. You slowly worked your way towards the front here throughout stage 2 and stage 3. Was there something that you learned? Was that your strategy? Was that the plan? Was to just take it easy in the first stage and see what you could find, or kind of what caused you to be able to find so much speed on the later part of this race?
Yeah, it's just I don't know what it is about me. That is just how it goes. I am not fast as all. MDW blows my doors off like on fresh tires. I've kind of conceded to the fact that these kids are quick, and I just take care of my stuff and let these long runs play out. That's what's fun about Nazareth. Is you guys run some long runs and plays into my style at times, and these slippery tracks. You gotta put a whole run together. You can't just go out there and do it in 10 laps and hold the lead.
Vice President of Operations Cody Knott is in the house here with us. Cody, you have the floor, sir.
Yeah, how's it going, gentlemen? It was a good race to watch. I was helping with race control. A couple of iffy moments, but we all covered it on the broadcast already. Yeah, Matthew, congrats, man. I know that basically it's your rookie season, but you've known all of us here at NASA for a while. You've been trying to get into the doors. So congrats, being the only second time for a rookie to win the championship in their first season. Congrats.
I don't know that it counts, sir.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it counts, but technically it is your rookie season for this series. So congrats on the championship. As always, we pass the mantle from Jurassic to you. Jurassic really played on the mantle, and I think the broadcast knows what I'm referencing. So congrats on the win, and then as always, you will be the thumbnail for the entire season for next season for all the YouTube links, and then I will have a championship banner made for you that displays your stats for the season, your name. Basically, you can purchase it from one of our partners at 213 Simware. It helps them, and then a portion of it does come back to the league. And then, congrats, man. Been a wild season, long season. We'll have a few weeks off, and then we'll get back at it again.
I appreciate it. Yeah, like you said, I've been around with Nazareth since probably as long as just about everybody. Brady and the guys when they started Nazareth. I was part of that group that raced with them guys, and paths took us different directions, and it's been fun watching you guys grow from the sidelines while I've done other stuff. But man, this series is like top notch. You guys are so fun to race with night to night, on the weekly basis that we do it, and it's some of the best racing that I have on our racing at this point.
Well, Matt, buddy, congratulations on the championship. Season 10 champ for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. Matt Lee, he's in the house. He will forever be a champion here with the North American Sim Racing Association. Matt, buddy, appreciate your time. Congratulations on the win. Congratulations on the championship. Don't be like Jordan Jurassic and run it through our heads. But
hey,
before
why not?
we let you go, hell, why not? But before we let you go, obviously, thank your sponsors and any shout outs, sir.
Yeah, I gotta thank Merck and Tristan and all the boys over there at Catch Fence. Blanchard for bringing me in, sponsoring me. Great friend. Blanchard Sewing. Good big thanks to them. Brady, Cody, everybody at Nazareth that puts on, like I said, a great league. You guys are doing the broadcasts. It's a ton of fun, and I look forward to next season.
Matt Lee will be trying to defend a championship next season. We'll see how it works out for him here in a couple of short weeks when he gets ready for that title defending run for season 11. Matt, appreciate your time. Enjoy the off season. We'll see you in season 11.
Yeah, appreciate it, boys. Cheers.
Cheers. I got a feeling he's got to have him a couple of lights, maybe whiskey's whatever the hell he drinks. I don't even know.
Oh,
I don't even
it's
know what he
whiskey.
drinks.
It's only
Whiskey.
whiskey.
Oh yeah. Oh well. Yeah. 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 He ain't waking up early in the morning. I got a feeling I wouldn't if I was one championship. But I mean, Morgan. I mean, what more can you ask for except for this right here? The King of Talladega, October 12th through the 17th. $30 entry fee. Get your entry fees in. There's your dates, all the good stuff. C.O.P.S Talladega. Much like what we had for the NASRA 500, which is more or less the NASRA 500, but it's the King of Talladega. But it's very similar to what we had for the Daytona all the way back in February, which was awesome success for the North American Sim Racing Association. It was a big deal. Hey, real quick, folks, if you haven't yet, like, subscribe to NASRA 360 Racing Network, DSR Electric Truck Series. Fixing to kick off with me and Wesley Outland, or I should say Wesley Outland and me, on this Monday night. Get ready for the big one, the Daytona 250, Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you keep up with everything going on here in NASRA. But Morgan, buddy, I mean, always a pleasure, sir. Always a pleasure, sir, calling races with you. Getting to cut up, getting to do the behind the mic stuff and all the crazy stuff that we say. Just, I mean, you make me a better person as well as Wesley does. I mean, both of y'all has made me a better person, a better broadcaster and everything. Buddy, always a pleasure. Your take of Chicagoland and also season 10 as a whole.
Yeah, this racetrack very rarely disappoints, and it certainly didn't tonight. The strategy was phenomenal. The racing early in the run with the pack racing, and then later the run with the fuel with the tire saving was excellent throughout. The field did a really nice job of keeping it green for the most part here tonight, so that was nice to see. We've had troubles with that at points in this season, but all in all, I think this was a fun half season. At least I broadcasted here in this series, so glad to be part of it. And yeah, we'll see what happens in the future.
It will be an awesome, it will be awesome to see what happens. Dane, you got to come in, baby. You got to come in. Come on. Season finale, baby. Come on.
Yeah,
come on. What do you think? What do you think, baby? Season finale. What do you think?
We had some fantastic races all season long. Some ups and downs, topsy-turvy for a lot of the race drivers, of course, some heated moments and some fantastic battles. That's just the way it works out here. But at the end of the day, it's a big congratulations, obviously, to everyone at the NASRA Network that's put on such this fantastic effort behind the scenes there. Race control, as mentioned before, too. Of course, with the NASRA directors and owners, and of course the fans as well, too, that come and support their drivers every single week. And of course, you guys in the booth that call out fantastic racing. So hats off to everybody, and congratulations, obviously, to the number 44 there of Matt Lee.
Absolutely. Cheers all the way around. I think all of us is going to end up having whiskey when this thing's all said and done. But, I mean, folks, what else can you say? Concerns of Police Survivors, Truck Series. 10 seasons. It always comes out. We always see great racing on Friday nights. We've seen it for 10 seasons. Well, a lot of y'all seen it for 10 seasons, but I only saw it for maybe about the past 4 seasons, I guess, give or take. But still, it's some of the best racing that you'll get. The North American Sim Racing Association. Doesn't matter if it's Monday night, Friday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, whatever. This is the place that you need to be checking out. These guys, they race. It's hard. Get beefy. We get all kinds of cool stuff. And in the end, season 10 had its thrills, had its spills, had its heartbreaks, and had its triumphs. And at the end of it all, the 44, Matt Lee, he gets it done. Wins his first championship here with the North American Sim Racing Association. What will happen in season 11? Because these seasons here in NASRA, these off seasons, they're short. So he ain't got a whole lot of time to sit here and celebrate on it. You got a couple weeks. Then we'll be right back at it when we go to Daytona here in a couple weeks, or wherever the clash is. But eventually we will start back at Daytona. We'll see what all happens on that. But folks, that's going to do it for this broadcast here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Obviously, want to thank all our great sponsors, obviously. Concerns of Police Survivors. They were the title sponsor of the race. They're the title sponsor of the series. Such a great sponsor. Enjoy them very much and support everything that they do. Serve Pro, Premier Racing Setups, DSR Electric, TLC. Murph's Magical Creations, Warrior Rap, Serve Pro. The list goes on and on. all the way down the line. I mean, so many great sponsorships, Starbase 1552 Comics, you name it. It literally, I've said it before, folks, literally all the sponsors and everybody involved, it really makes this its own NASCAR. That's exactly what it is. It is literally its own NASCAR, and we get to see it right here live in front of us. So you can't beat it. I mean, you honestly can't beat it. Got to give a shout out to the drivers, shout out to the fans coming out big numbers. And obviously, Brady LaBeouf, Cody Dodd, for allowing us to be ourselves here on Awesome Friday Night. If you haven't yet, hit the like and subscribe button. Only got a couple of weeks left till we get to season 11. For the Australian Dean Hopton Bengals, and also for the chef Morgan Cook, I'm the redneck announcer, Chick Reeves. Said as always, say, be safe, be kind, be fast. Off season short, folks. Season 11, it's right around the corner. We'll see you then.